Glenn Nagel and I had went down to Dodge Park because it was the only place where there was any plants really growing at the time. And so we drove to Dodge Park and walked into the river there and looking for nettles, and they were about, they were less than knee high at that time. So we harvested a couple of bags of those and took them and drove them back to the office. And we sent the nettles down to ABCO in California. We asked them to just look at the box when they got it, get the info, and then we expected them to just throw them away because we didn't have any real use for it because there was no real clinical uses for nettles. So they really had no practical uses except as a source of food that usually you cooked, so they wouldn't sting you. And then we had and when ABCO sent the material back, not only did they take it out of the box and look at it, but they ended up freeze drying it along with the other plant we sent down, which was Echinacea, which we sent down a few months afterwards. And so they sent both back in boxes, in capsules, and we had them just sitting on our desk. And so they were just sitting there in those 2 glass bottles, no label on them really. So we told him when he was getting his hay fever allergy at the clinic, we said, well, the story goes, we said, take the Echinacea. And he says we told him to take the nettles, and his allergies went away within about 15 or 20 minutes, which for him was pretty much miraculous because he's had allergies every year and he always gets them. So we waited for him the next day to repeat the same thing, and it worked again where his allergies went away. So that's how nettles was discovered. Up until that time, nettles was only used in its dry form, which is not effective for allergies, obviously, because it had been used lots of times and no one talked about allergies. And that's when we thought, well, let's try it out with anybody else that has allergies, and we kept experimenting and finding good results, and then ended up doing a study with nettles for hay fever, and that's how it started. Now, however long it's been, it's almost 30 years later, nettles, freeze-dried nettles are used worldwide for allergies and hay fever and such, and we never patented it, so it's out there, and the freeze drying gave it a benefit that was not known before, unless you would eat it fresh, like I said, but fresh would sting you, and no one's ever done that I know of. And from that, then we started doing more freeze drying from time to time on different materials that we thought would benefit from preserving more of the activity that freeze drying is capable of preserving. So that's really the bigger strength of using freeze drying, is the ability to kind of discover things that maybe other plant material that's maybe been dried or cooked or not been terribly edible, that you can freeze dry and find new benefits. So that's our claim to fame, and we're sticking to it.